So we're leaving Paris, we're off to Altus and wine country, and then we're going to try to make it up to Eureka Springs tonight. And then Bentonville tomorrow to see my buddy David Freedy. We're in Altus now, and we're going to try to find some wineries. We're at one of our first wineries here. What's it called?
At Mount Bethel?
Mount Bethel Winery.
It's a ship. It's oh hell, 30 years ago.
You've been here for 130 years?
Yep. In one form or another.
Well, that's a lot older than I am. I've been here for about 42 years.
Well, you probably weren't in the same place that 5 generations lived.
No, I haven't been in the same place for one generation.
See? You are only 42.
So what, so you guys been here for 140 years?
No, 1880.
Oh, 1880.
They came over here, you know, from Germany and Switzerland, and well, I could go back further. It depends on how far you
Go
back.
Go far back.
The reason they ended up in these locations was because the railroad. The railroad went through. They said, if you build a railroad in between Little Rock and Fort Smith, we'll give you every other section of land.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, sure. So they built these railroads, and they needed to sell the land to become rich railroad barons. You might have studied that history.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they thought about getting the Mormons, but the Mormons chose Utah. And so they got these...
So the railroad goes through here somewhere? Nearby?
well, the current one does. It's about a mile, maybe a little over a mile from here.
Okay.
But on the on the south side of 64 down here, there's where the railroad used to go
Okay.
through. It doesn't anymore. I mean, if you go into the middle of town, you see the railroad depot. You've probably seen a million railroad depots.
And is this the main railroad that you're talking about that went, the first Union Pacific, I guess, that went all the way from San Francisco
I don't
to...
know the name of the
right.
railroad. Okay, I probably should know that. I probably got it right down here. That kind of information never appealed to me. This is the depot down here in town. See?
Yep,
See the depot?
yep.
But it doesn't say which one. I'd have to get glasses to be able to read that, but this is in the middle of Altus. It's about a quarter of a mile that way. But this railroad isn't there anymore. 64 highways down here split our land in half.
Mm-hmm.
There's 300 acres here. We don't grow grapes down here because they freeze more often down here than
So-
they do up on the mountain.
And what's your favorite wine that you sell here? Your personal favorite. That's a good,
If you've been drinking since you were born, you like everything.
Yeah.
Okay? It depends on your mood and what you're eating and who you're drinking with and what the weather's like.
So what's a good wine choice for right now?
He's trying to get me to commit here. We generally like to drink dry reds.
Dry reds at noon on a Thursday when the weather's slightly overcast
It is February.
in February.
We usually drink it this most of the time, no matter what. It's when it's hotter than the hubs of hell that you need something cold.
Right.
Okay, and it might end up being a beer. In
Beers
July,
are good.
It's a little known fact that it takes a lot of beer to make good wine.
Didn't
It's all
know
about
that.
good stories. Doesn't have to be salacious. It can be PG
no, I
if
don't
you
know
want.
any salacious things. I only know stories about winemaking and growing up here and that kind of thing. That's all. I'm not going to do it for you though.
Okay.
I'm going to refuse. You're going to have to get another chip.
We'll find one out there hopefully.
They didn't sell wine out of here. They sold it out of the house.
This
This
is
is
Grandma
another picture.
Catherine right here.
Catherine Cammons and Post, yes. The one they hauled off to prison.
She got hauled off to prison during Prohibition and then got the 7th license in Arkansas for selling alcohol,
Wine.
right? Wine.
Wine.
Just wine, sorry.
Get this straight. She did make these other things, but that's a secret.
Oh.
But that's in front of the house. Did you see the front of the house?
It's
Her
beautiful.
husband was already dead there. That's why that empty chair kind of thing going on from that. All these, I sound like an idiot.
In some way?
Well, Whitaker's restaurant is in a cellar like this. When they were building the church up on the hill, they cut rocks in the side of the mountain. I never did finish half the stories I started with you.